Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to video 2. If you missed the first part, please go and check it out. We talked about Manor Lords and how to get set up and how to survive your first year. We've successfully done that now. We have 10 families, as you can see at the top here. We have a 67% approval rating, and we've still got a little bit of regional wealth. We're going to work towards that now. So now we've got a few basic assets and we've got our settlement set up. Now we're going to look to establish the next level, which is a medium village. And in order to do this, we need to upgrade to level 2 plots. We need to get some money coming in. We also need to make sure that we have enough resources, and we need to look at how we can expand. So this is less about how to survive and more about how to thrive. So in the next hour, we're going to look at how we can expand and how we can grow. So just to round off, we built the church in the last video. We also have the trading post, which is set up, and that is trading or exporting planks at the moment, just to give us a little bit of money. And we don't need this many planks at the moment, so what we can do, even though we only get a little bit for this, we can just say we want to have 40 planks and it will sell off the rest of them for us. So we'll get a little bit of regional wealth here. Alright, now the next thing that we want to do at this stage, we can see we have 10 families and 16 spaces, so we have plenty of space at the moment to grow. But we do want to think about how we're getting towards the end of the first year. So we've had the spring. We're coming towards the end of the summer now. We're going into autumn. So as we move now into August, coming into autumn, we really want to think about the next year. We want to plan ahead. And in order to do that, we've got to think about food. As we grow, food is going to be one of our biggest concerns. Now, at the moment, we've got 19 months of food, so we're okay. But as we expand, that's going to go very quickly. And so we want to build ourselves a farm. Now, if we go ahead and click on construction, we go over to the farming tab and we look at the fields, it will actually show us what the emmer fertility looks like, what the flax, barley and rye fertility looks like. And they're pretty good in this area over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the overlay off. And we're actually going to build a field out right around here. So we're going to go from this point here. We're going to go all the way over down to where this road is, just here. And then we're going to come back down as far as we can. And if we do this about this size, you can see here, this is about 2 Morgan. So Morgan is the size of a field. It's using, again, factually correct terms. And so you have to get used to some of these new words. But this is about a 2 Morgan field, roughly. So we're going to use this. And this is a pretty good size here. So we're just going to go ahead and put that down. And we can go ahead. It doesn't cost anything to do this. So we can go ahead and build this field. So here we go. We've got a field now. Now, if I click on this field, it at the moment is going to be fallow. This means that it's going to allow the field to regenerate with fertility. But if I want to make something, for example, wheat or barley or flax, then I can do that as well. So I'm actually going to go ahead right now and I'm going to make some barley. It's 41% to do barley. Now this will actually start, when I've got the people working in here, this will start a process. And this process, it takes a lot of time to do this. So we're going to have to plow, then we're going to have to sow, then it has to grow, and then we have to harvest. So we have to plow and we have to sow in the time that it allows us, which is in the autumn at the moment. Harvesting, ploughing, and sowing crops. So we plough and sow at the start of September. So we want to be ready before September to be able to do this. The other thing that we need to do is we need to construct a farmhouse. So here we can put a farmhouse down. And I have a feeling it's not quite going to fit here, which is a bit of a shame, because I've put this woodcutter's lodge in the way. So I'm actually going to relocate this. I'm going to move this down just a little bit further. So there we go. Now these supplies are going to need to be fixed, but hopefully I will be able to put down this farmhouse. We're just going to see if it fits. It might not. Yes, it does fit there. So, all right, this farmhouse fits on this road perfectly. We're going to line it up. We're going to come in just a little bit closer. Oh, there we go. We're going to put it right there, apparently. So that's going to be our farmhouse with our field. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to move this woodcutter's lodge just down here. Now, I need to check that the storehouse has somebody inside it, which it now does, because they will go and pick up these supplies and move them. And everything else that I need is okay at the moment. If I press tab, I can see a lot of these buildings are ready to be upgraded. That means if I click on this, it has fulfilled all of its needs. So we can now go ahead and upgrade these buildings. So I'm going to go ahead now and do this. But some of these buildings I actually want to keep because you're going to need some level 1, some level 2 and some level 3. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to upgrade some of these buildings up here along the top. So this one, we'll do an upgrade here. This is going to cost me 4 timber to be able to upgrade this. Now, I haven't got any timber left at the moment. So this logging camp, I'm going to put an extra person in this logging camp to get some more timber. And then I'm going to be able to do the same thing here, but I need the timber to be able to do that. So let's just speed up the process just a little bit. All right, we've got people working, we've got things being built here, so that's fine. Checking out the timber, I've got 1 timber. All right, so those resources, the resources here are full. That's the saw pit, so we know about that. That's absolutely fine. Berry deposits, they're going to be running out now. And the reason for that, we can get rid of this forager hut because it's not doing anything now. The reason it's not doing anything is because we're going into the winter season, autumn and the winter season. So there are no berries left. There's also not that many animals left either. So if I have a look at the hunting ground, we'll leave 1 in there, but there's not that many there. So we'll leave that for now. What we can do as we come into the winter though, is we can start to look forward on some of the things that we need to do. We're going to just upgrade this logging camp quickly to get these planks in. So we've got 2 timber. We need a little bit more. 3 timber now, and there's our 4 timber. So we'll go ahead and upgrade this second building here. And so we've got these 2 buildings here that are upgrading. Now remember, we expanded these so that their 2 families can live in here. So we'll be able to just get a little bit more timber now. And then what we want to do, we want to focus on these buildings before we do anything else. So this one is going to have the highest priority because we want to get this done. Now it's September. This one will be a high priority and then we'll go from everything else from there. So, right, this one being the highest priority, we want to build this first. So we have the people. They'll be able to do this. We've also got new people moving in because we're over 50%. So we've got 11 families now. And we've got these under construction to be upgraded, which is great. Alright, these ones here, we can leave these ones for now. We can upgrade them, but again, we need some more timber for that. But what I'm really interested in right now is the fact that we've got this regional wealth. Okay, we have this 61 gold here, and we need to use this effectively. So if I click on the trading post and we look at trading, we could actually start to sell some of the items that we have. So we need to look at, well, we've got this iron deposit here. This iron deposit. So what we could do is look at, well, what is being built here from iron? So if we use the iron deposit, iron will then go into tools. And so we could actually open up this trade route for tools. We're going to get 6 tools for exporting this. So every time we do this, so we're going to go and open up this trade route now for tools. And it'd be different for you. You might not want to do tools. You might want to do, if you've got, let's say you've got maybe some roof tiles or you've got hides or leather. You can choose what you're going to do. But it's going to be different for everyone. But we're going to go ahead and do tools. Another one that you can do, you can actually do leather. That's another one. And I will talk to you about how to do that in a minute. But we're going to establish this trade route. All right. And so this is going to export tools. All right. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep just 5 tools in here. Perfect. All right. So we'll get some more money coming in now. Now, the other thing that I need to do, just finish off this farmhouse. So we're just going to skip forward in time a little bit whilst this upgrades. Here we go. So they're moving the supplies. That's good. And here comes the material that we need. Great. So that's going to start getting built now. And we'll get some people here. These plots are being upgraded. There we go. Now they're going to start building, which is good because we need this now because they need to be out on this land. So once this is built, we're waiting for some more supplies. They're going to turn up in a minute. Here they come. Right, so there's the supplies. So now they'll come back. There we go. Some more supplies as well. So this will get finished. It's taking a little bit of time to build. All right, there we go. Last little bit now. And there we go. The farmhouse is finished. So now we can click on this and we can add people to it. So we'll add 2 people to it. All right, and these people are going to start working this farmland. If we speed up the process just a little bit. There we go. We'll zoom in and you can see them. They are out tending. This is 2 families now that are going to be out here doing this. So I think 2 families for now will be just fine. We'll just check where everyone else is. So we've got nobody in the forager hut because that's empty at the moment. So that's fine. The hunting camp at the moment. There are some animals there, but we're not doing anything with that. So there's nothing in here. So we're going to empty that for now. The granary has 1 person in it. The storehouse has 1 person in it. The tannery has 1 person in it, but there's nothing in there. And that is because if I look at the moment, I have no hides. So I can actually remove this person from the tannery. There's no point in them being there just now. Alright, so now that's done. I can come back to the farmhouse and just put a couple of extra people in the farmhouse just to get this done quickly. Alright. Trading post has 1 person. That's fine. We've also got some more money back again. The church is there. So let's look at upgrading some more of these buildings. Now, this one needs some fuel, some clothing. So we're going to leave that as it is. This is being built, which is fine. But we want to do this iron deposit. And now, in order to build this iron deposit, we need to go construct. We need a mine. And this is going to require 1 timber as a result of this. So we're going to go ahead and it's actually going to uproot 5 trees, which is a little bit sad, but maybe we can get away with 3 trees if we put it just there like so. Alright, might be a bit better. Alright, and then we can put a road onto this. But what we need to do now is if we go into construction and we look at the industry, we want to make tools. So we need to make tools as well. So let's just spin this around for the moment. These supplies should be picked up any moment now. So we're just going to wait for that. And once that's done, we'll be able to have a smithy. Workers use iron slabs to craft tools. Okay, so this is something we can build. We can build a smithy. And that will allow workers to come into here and to build tools. But we don't have to do that. And the reason we don't have to do that is because if I was just simply to go ahead and place a road on here. Let's just connect it up to this main road here for now. Alright, now that is connected up. I can come across to this house, which is a level 2 house. I can now construct a backyard. And as you can see here, I can actually create a blacksmith's workshop. And it will convert all the inhabitants of this land into artisans. So they will only produce tools. Now remember, there's 2 families in here. So if I go ahead and do this, it's going to cost me 5 wealth and 5 planks. But now I've just lost 2 families because now they're only going to be artisans. Right, so with that being said, I'm going to need to move 1 family out of the farmhouse so they can continue doing all of the building and the construction work. Alright, so we're in a good place now. We also start to get tax on this land, but in order to do that, we need to build a manor. So if we come across to administration, we want to build our administration building, we need 15 stone. Now we don't currently have any stone. We need to go and find our stone deposit. So let's go ahead with the mining, the stone cutter camp, and we're going to put that down just over here. It's a long way, but we're going to put this down. We're going to put a road down, and we're going to bring this all the way back, just kind of over here. Like so. Alright, so that road goes all the way down to here. It will come across. And that eventually will allow us to gather stones. Then we can use that to build out and to do some other work. So we're not going to build anything else at the moment. We're going to do some building in winter. Because we can't use the people for the seasons, for the berry. We can't use them for the animals because they're repopulating it at the moment. And so we don't really have much else that we need at the moment. We've got some timber, that's fine. So we can take some people out of here now. We only need to leave 1 in there. We don't need any planks. We've got enough planks at the moment, so that's fine. So now everybody's working. We're still in September. We'll put 1 more person in here, so there's 4 in there. We've got a woodcutter's lodge. We're going to put somebody into the woodcutter's lodge because that's important. And then just check in. There's 1 person in the storehouse. We actually need to put another. This person owns a family market stall, so I need to check because they should be picking up those supplies there. It's only 1 log, but right, let's just speed that up and see if that happens. Alright, the firewood stall's just been created, so that's good. Just waiting for these supplies to get picked up. The blacksmith has just been built, so that's good. So if we come up here now, the blacksmith, so this is now a blacksmith. And as a result, our settlement level has just increased. Alright, so now because these are level 2, We've got water access. We need a tavern, which we don't have. We need a church, level 2. We need 3 types of food and 2 different types of clothing. The first type is fine being leather. The second type needs to be either shoes, clothes, or cloaks. So we need to really up our game to be able to get to that level 3. We've also got another development point. So we're going to click on this. And now we can do better deals. Better deals are really, really important because they reduce the import price by 10. They remove the tariff from foreign imports. This is what we want. The reason we want this is if we now go ahead to the trading post and we want to buy some stuff, look at the cost. If I go to food, for example, if I want to import meat, it now only costs me 2. So if I want to keep a constant supply of 10 meat, I can do that. It's only going to cost me 20 gold or 20 wealth to do that. I don't need a trade route. It's fine. I can just leave that as it is. And because I've got someone working in here, that's great. So we've got a blacksmith working. We want to upgrade this plot as well, but we're struggling at the moment to get this to a level 2 plot. So we're going to just kind of leave that one as it is. And as it's a level 1, we can't do a lot of these extensions. But what we can do is some basic extensions. And what that's going to look like for us is a bit of leather. So if we go along here, construct a backyard, we can do vegetables, we can do chicken coops, and we can do a goat shed. Well, we're actually going to go ahead and do a goat shed here. So that's 1 goat shed. And if we do the next one as well, we can do a second goat shed. 2 goat sheds. Also, because we're coming towards the winter at the moment, we're doing a bit of building at the moment. But what we really, really want to do is get up to 75%. This is important for us. If we can get up to 75%, we'll start to get 2 families joining us. This means we do need a bit more timber because we're going to need to upgrade our houses. So let's do that right now. We've got this space here, this woodcutter's lodge. We're going to focus the advanced. We're going to get them to work in this area right here to chop down these trees. So we can set this work area. And we can say, I want you to chop down all the trees in this area here. They're going to do that. We can go ahead and go faster. Alright. And we've got 16 houses in total now. So, again, this one's been upgraded. This one has been upgraded. And this one has also been upgraded. So we've got 2 families in each of those. Alright, so we've got new families joining. We've got 12 families now. So, Woodcutter's Lodge, we're going to add another person into here. And that means that this logging camp now, we can actually remove, we can remove the person from here. We don't need this one anymore. There's 5 logs stored here, which is great. But we're going to put them into, okay, here, this logging camp right here. So here we go. We're going to put a person into this logging camp. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to say here, I want to go to advanced, work area. And we're going to say, look, I want you to chop down all of the trees in this area right here. There we go. So now they're going to chop down all of these trees. We'll get rid of these trees here because we may as well use them. We'll check out the field at the moment. The field is being sowed, so it's almost done. This is great. Crops are starting to grow, so that's all awesome. And we're coming into October now, so middle of autumn, which is perfect for us. Alright, so that's now done. So now that's done, we don't need to do anything. We can take a couple of people out of here now. That's done everything it needs to do. That just needs to grow now. So what that means is if we come up the top here, the stonecutter camp, we can put a couple of people in here instead. In fact, we can just put 1 person in there for now. If we come down here, we've got this mining pit. We can put 1 person in the mining pit working. And now everything is working. And we've got the 2 families here who are blacksmiths. That's their job. They just make... And we can tell them what we want them to make. So we click on General. We want them to make just tools. So they'll take iron slabs and they will generate tools as a result of that. That's all we want them to do. Alright, we need to upgrade the church. We know that. In order to do that, we're going to need some stone and some roof tiles. So we're going to work on that to get some stone and some roof tiles. Also, because we've got our timber, we can continue to upgrade these buildings. So this one can now be upgraded. So we'll make this a level 2. And we'll do the same here as well. So we can make these one level 2. So all of these ones here, we'll upgrade these. Now remember, it's going to cost us 4 every time we do it. 4 timber just to upgrade. we'll move that. We'll do this one. Now, do we have enough to do the last one? Yes, we do. Alright, so these are all being upgraded now to level 2. Now, in order for us to get to the next level, we need burgage plots level 1 or higher. We've got 6 out of 10. Burgage plots level 2 or higher, we've got 2 out of 5. So we need to put some more plots down. So we can do that now by going to our residential, our burgage plots. We're going to put these down all the way along the line here. We'll come all the way along the back here. Let me just check I've got this right. I believe I have. Actually, do you know what? Let me just go from this side because it might be a bit easier because this is a straighter line. So, alright, so we can get these down here. We can put 5 houses down here, but it's going to cost me, in order to do it, I think that's like 10 or 16, and we only have 4 timber, so we need some more timber. But that's fine because we've got this logging camp working. And I don't think we need anybody at the moment, so we'll just double check this. Nope, that's fine. We've got no construction, no transporting at the moment, so that's all good. Right, we're going to November. We was at 75%, so we've now got an extra person going to come in. Family joins, perfect. Okay. And if we look at our timber, we're up to 6, so all good. We'll keep going. Going into towards December now, so going in towards winter. And hopefully these trees are all going to get removed. Alright, so what else do we need to look at? Well, we know that we've got some stone now, because that was one of the things we were missing before. So because we have some stone, we could, if we wanted to, continue to upgrade. And one of the things that I mentioned we need is an administrative building. We need to have the manor. Right, this costs 5 timber, 20 planks, and 15 stone. So we're going to go ahead and place this. And the manor is actually going to go right here. We're going to place it down right here. There we go. That's our manor. So we can go ahead and commit this. We can also add modules. We can add walls and gates, outer towers, garrison towers, and tax offices. We're going to go ahead right now and just simply commit this building. And then we'll put a little road down here onto the King's Road. That will now be built. Once this is built, our lack of administrative buildings will disappear. And we'll have a little bit more in terms of approval. So we're going to have to remove one family from the logging camp at the moment. Right, and we'll just speed this up a little bit. So we go, our family is going to be working now. They're going to be out here building. I guess we can also just connect this road up to here as well. It's the King's Road. Just give it a little bit extra. And then later what we can also do... Now this is going to require a bit of work. We're not going to do this now. Next season, what we'll do is we'll... I might do this now actually. In fact, I think this might be a good time to do this. Hold on a second. Let me just see. If I go to the hunting camp, I might just empty out this hunting camp. Now, there's a reason for me wanting to do this. I'll explain it to you in just a moment. So, let me just check. Also, we need to upgrade this to large because we're at capacity here. So, we're going to upgrade this to a large storehouse. We're going to upgrade this one as well, but we need some more wooden planks to be able to do that. But that one's okay at the moment. Right, everything else is currently working, which is good. We're just going to look at what we're going to trade in terms of food, and we'll just keep 2 in there for now. Right, we could actually export these berries if we want to, because we've got so many of them. We'll keep 100. We can get rid of some extra that we've got. Excellent. We've got some stone. We've got some planks. That's fine. We don't really have many planks, though. Don't think we need to worry about exporting that, so we can say no trade for that at the moment. Military we can leave. We're not going to do anything with that. Perfect. And we've got our tools that we're exporting as well, getting a bit of gold for that. So, excellent. All good so far. All right, let's speed this process up. The field is good. It says there we need a worker. So let me just see where I can take somebody from. Oh, I can take somebody out of the farmhouse because they're not needed at the moment. Don't need anyone in the farmhouse right now. So, perfect. We've got an extra worker. All right. So the stone cutters. At stone deposits there. Upgraded construction. And what I want to do is I want to get these hunters working. Just to remove this. Now you can see there's only 9 animals left. I want to remove this so there's no animals left before winter. Right, we've only got this month. Then all the seasonal resources are going to be gone. Alright, our sentiment level has just increased. And the reason for that is because we've just got the plots that we needed. So now we need to go to a small town. We're currently a large village. We've got an extra point we can use as well. So we have to ask ourselves, where do we want to use it? What is it we want to do? Now we could get ourselves some passive income of meat. And in order to do that, we need to do trapping. We can also get some additional berries. We could open up beekeeping if we wanted to. We can open up basic armor making. Something else we can do. This would allow us to produce helmets. We can open up charcoal. Or we can do this one. This one gives us foreign supplies, which would give us firewood and bread. Firewood and bread. Now, firewood's not a problem because we have enough people out there working collecting the trees. Bread we don't have at the moment, so it would be nice to have some bread. But also meat is something we're struggling with, which is going to give us meat. And later on, this can give us more meat, and it can also give us hides from traps. So this is a passive income of meat. So we're going to go ahead and do this to get this passive income of meat. Alright, we'll go ahead and close that. Alright, these wild animals are currently what we want to focus on, so we're going to speed up time. Now, we don't really have that many people at the moment, which is why we want to ensure everyone's doing their job and working as best they can. Alright, this mining pit has someone in it, so that's fine. So that's generating iron. The clay deposit. For that, we can actually, now it's December, should have another family join us. The stone deposit is almost empty, so that's fine. We'll just leave that working. And now what we can do is we can actually say in construction, we want to mine, so we're going to put on here a mining pit. Now, if we put this mining pit down, it's going to cause this. Overlapping the animal habitat will cause migration. So if I put this down, this is going to migrate. Okay, it's going to be a problem for us. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Now, they didn't actually migrate at the moment, which is fine. But you just want to be aware of that. It could be a problem. So we're going to go ahead and connect this up to the road. Excellent. And we're going through winter. So this is the end of year 1. We've got enough food, and this was the main thing. We had to make sure we had enough food and fuel to get us through. We've got 9 months of food and 16 months of fuel, so we're going to be absolutely fine. Now, there's not really much else we can do at the moment because it's winter. So what we could do is we can actually form an army. We can create new units. Now, we have at the moment spears, 20 spears, and we have 20 shields. So we can create a new spear militar. And that will create 20. If we click on these units, we can now rally them. We can choose where we want them to go. So if we zoom out, we can look up here. We can see that there is a bandit camp. So let's go ahead and let's rally our units over towards the edge of the map here. Right, they're going to go and form now over towards, you can see them here. Here's our units. So we just scroll in. There we go. Look, all of these workers now, they've picked up their tools and they're leaving. And that is going to dramatically affect our workforce. But it's winter. So that's okay because we're just kind of hibernating at the moment. So what we're going to do instead. The hunting camp's working, so that's fine. We're going to head over. And we're going to go and look at this camp here of outlaws. Now look, you can see here there's this big camp here of outlaws, right? So we're going to come and we're going to attack these because they keep raiding us, and we're going to take their stuff. In order to do that, we've got our army. So our army is now marching, but their effectiveness is obviously not that good in terms of conditions. There's different controls and commands we can give them. So we can control them all, and we can tell them we want them to come up here. We basically want them to rest kind of here. That's where they're going to rest. And then we can go in for the final attack. So we'll let them rest. Then they can do that. Now, we're not going to do anything else at the moment. There is only one bandit camp. So we're going to head up there. Oh, no, there's two bandit camps. There's another one over here, look. This one. Oh, wow, yeah, look, there's another one there fighting each other. Quite a big one. So we've got two bandit camps now. All right, excellent. All right, let's speed up this process. We'll make them go a lot quicker. We're just going to witness them as they move. As we start to move towards where we need to go. So again, going to keep hold of them. They're quite fatigued at the moment. You can see they're fatigued 75%. Moving downhill, they get a bit of a bonus. Cohesion, fatigueness. So again, we can actually just stop them here if we want to. All right, and they can just regain some of their... Oh, look, we're about to get attacked. These guys are coming down now. They've seen us. There's 16 of them. There's 20 of us. Now, we want to try and have a look at the lay of the land. We're in quite open land here. But our effectiveness isn't that good. Simply because we're probably quite tired. Now, they're here. You can see they've come out and they've formed. They're actually marching towards us right now, which is great for us. So we're just going to sit here and we're going to rest. And that's the most important thing that we can do at the moment is rest. So we're going to hold. Alright, and we're going to get ready for this first battle. Also, just while that's happening, we've got an extra family member here. It's January. So let's just go back to the land. Alright, and we're going to make sure everything here is working as intended. So, this mining pit is working. We have people in here, which is great. We have that mining pit under construction. This stonecutter camp is, I believe... Yep, there's no stones left here now. So all the stones have gone. But we still have the stones here. There's still a huge storage here. So what we need to do is a large storehouse needs to be built. And then we need to add someone to that. So we're just going to go ahead and do that quickly. Hopefully that gets finished. There we go. That's now done. And we'll put another person in here. Right, so now they can move all of that stuff down. Right, where is our battle? Our battle is here. Oh, look, the battle's already started. Oh, they attacked us on the sneaky. Alright, so we're going to stand our ground. There's 19 of us. There's 14 of them. So we could push forward if we want to. So pushing forward means that we're going to try and push forward with our full force. See if we can overwhelm them. There's 19 of us. There's 12 of them. We're better trained than they are. We've got better tools. There's only 11 of them now. Stand our ground means that we'll become more defensive. Our defenses are doubled, but attack frequency is halved. So we could change. Or we could swap. And if we do change between them, you can see there, we've actually broken them. So here we can see there's a lot of blood here. There's actually some dead bodies in the snow. You can kind of just see them. The rest of them have decided to run off. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to head up. Now we lost one unit, which is unfortunate. But we're going to head up now to this bandit camp and we're going to take this bandit camp. Alright, so here we go. You see us. They've run off. The rest of them kind of died here, wherever they were. Somewhere in this area. But we're going to go over here and we're going to take this bandit camp. Right, we now got a new message. So our new message says, when searching through the enemy belongings, you find a stash of goods. They can be sent to your people who surely need them, though it is your right to keep them. If we send the resources to the nearest town, we're going to get some money. So we just got 136 regional wealth. Now we could also keep that in a treasury if we need to. We're not going to do that at the moment though. And the reason we're not going to do that is because we don't need that treasury just yet. We need 1,000 influence. So we're going to send our troops up here. We're going to give them a chance to rest when they get here. So we'll put them into a nice double formation here like so. And then they can rest and recover. And in the meantime, we can come back here and just have a look and see what is going on inside our farmhouse. Alright, so the field crop is growing. Crops continue to grow next year, so there's not much else we can do there. That deposit is fine. That's all working well. This logging camp is not being used, but it's still got some logs in it. Berry deposit is shrinking. Wild animals are there. Hunting camp is on, so keep that there. This is still under construction, so we'll just continue throughout January. Alright, good so far. So we've got our crops down, so we'll be able to harvest this yield this summer. The logging camp is busy working. The woodcutter's lodge is also busy working. And that should also mean, if I look up here now, we've got 19 timber, 5 planks, which is good. But we've got 236 firewood, so we have more than enough firewood now. We can come down to 1. We don't need 2 buildings. Alright, in terms of a logging camp, we do need a bit more timber. So we can put an extra person in here. And we can also change this, advance this. We can unlimited work area, so they can just go wherever to pick up trees. Alright. And the mining pit that we had, we can also put somebody in here now. So if we actually take someone out of here, put them in here. So now we're going to start to collect some clay as well. Clay is something else we're going to need to do. So from here, from the clay, we want to go to industry. We want to make some clay furnaces. That's going to make clay roof tiles. So they'll come out of here and they'll come into here. So they'll build this. That means they'll come out of the clay deposit and it will come into the clay furnace. Great. All that we need right now. Storage is fine. We've got iron, we've got everything else we need there. We've got some tools being made. Alright. So let's continue. We're going to head over here. Oh, it looks like we're getting ready for our next battle. Alright, these guys are ready. They're quite effective. Alright, and we are going to attack. Push forward. Here's the fight. 16 of them, 19 of us. So we're going to stand our ground. Holding quite well. And again, we're going to push forward. Stand our ground. And again, you can see this fight going on here. So again, we're going to push forward. There we go. We've started to break through now, as you can see, down to 13. So now we come back, stand our ground, push forward again. And again, we're really pushing through now. So stand our ground, double our defenses, and push forward. And in doing that, you can see we're really starting to work through these guys now because they're not organised. So we're able to push forward, stand our ground, push forward. And as you can see now, we've broken through. They've run away. They've given up. So we didn't actually lose anybody in that fight, which is really good. And as a result of that, we can now come and take this second bandit camp. This is going to give us some more money. Now we're up to 640 influence now, so we need to start thinking about the treasury. Now we need 250 here, so we're actually going to keep this money for ourselves. Alright, so we'll just fast forward this so they go a little bit quicker. Now I don't know how much we're going to get from this, but it's exactly the same as what happened last time. We'll get a new message. This belongs to my treasury now. And we have 154 in our treasury. Alright. Now we've got our military. We're going to start bringing them back. And we're going to bring them back to our land. So just into our land. It doesn't matter where they are as long as they're in our land. We're just going to check around. Now I don't think there's any more bandit camps out there. No, we seem to have destroyed them all. Excellent. So if we didn't do that, the AI would do that. Pretty much into the second year, the AI is going to come out and they are going to do that. So you have a choice. You are either going to fight them yourselves or they are going to fight them. So better for us to do it and to get that gold, because at the end of the day, they've got 2 plots of land already and they're going to look to expand next year. So if we don't do it, they will. And the bigger you get, the more land you've got, the more resources you've got, the more money you've got, the faster you grow. It becomes harder to catch up. Especially when this later potentially becomes a PvP game. Imagine this is like you versus another player, and it's about how quickly can you build and grow. I really like the concept of this being a game that could potentially be a few hours, of a game. Maybe on a smaller map. Maybe even like a day or a week long. You can have these skirmishes. where you play for an hour and then you like you rest and you play again and turn up for battle. There's a lot of things you can do with this game. I'm excited to see where it goes. But at the moment, let's just go back to our land. Alright, so we're going to fast forward now. We're going to keep that clock going. And because we've pretty much got everything that we need here. But we do want to start building out this additional land now. We have the timber, so we're able to do this. So if we go construction, residential, we want to get these burgage plots down, alright? So we're going to go from the corner there, over to here, back to this corner, and back to this corner. And that's going to build us 5 plots. Now, if I make this smaller, this is what we need to look at. This is 4 plots now. And if I go smaller, this is 3 plots, but they can all be doubled. So effectively, this is 6 plots because they're all doubled. So I can either go 5 or I can go 6. So I'm going to do 6. I'm going to do the same thing here. So we're going to do burgage plots along here, all the way back to here, and up to this corner to do exactly the same thing. But we're going to go for this again, which is going to be 6, and we're going to build these. So that is going to be another 12 homes. Another 12 homes. That's literally going to double almost what we've got right now. Okay. And these are all going to stay as level 1 homes. And we've got 400 regional wealth now. So what we're going to do with these, because these have got big gardens, we're actually going to use these. I'll show you exactly how this is going to work in a little while. Alright, so the mining pit is working. That's really good. The clay pit is working. That's really good. We've now built, or we're building out this manor and also the clay furnace. So we'll keep that going. The stone cutters, yep, still got a lot in there. That's fine. This forager hut is empty at the moment. We can add a herb garden to this. We're going to go ahead and do that. So that'll upgrade when we get a chance. The large storehouse is great. That's done. Alright, and this granary as well is all good. So at the moment, press tab. Everything looks good so far. A new bandit camp has been sighted. That's not that far away. It's just over here. Let's see how big that is. It's quite new. Alright, let's take our army, shall we? Back out we go. These guys are ready for war. They're not messing about. So we can take those out. We can actually bring out more people if we want to. Remember, we're actually losing people. So we want to do this last fight. This one actually looks quite big, to be honest. I think this is going to be 16 again. I think they're always 16. So we're going to go for this battle. And then we're going to head back. And this should hopefully be enough to give us that treasury that we need. Alright, here they come. Another army's been sighted. Hopefully not near us. These guys, there you go. They formed up. They're ready. Now we need to look at the land. It's pretty flat land, which is okay. Yeah, I think we can kind of move over to this area here. Put them into 2 lines. Oh, we'll just make that go a bit quicker as well. Alright. We can also buy now if we want to. We can create new units. We can actually hire mercenaries if we want to. Just something else that we can do. But at the moment, stand our ground for the initial onslaught and then push forward. We're going to have a fight here by the looks of things, so we'll stand our ground. And we're going to push forward. Now this is obviously close, it's 19 versus 16. Stand our ground. Push forward. Now we've actually lost a man now, so we've got to be careful. There you go, they're going down now, so this is good. Stand our ground. Push forward. You can see the movements that we're making here. We're actually getting through here. They're weakening now, there's not that many. It's becoming easy to overwhelm them. So we only lost 1. They're about to give up. As you can see, gathering land, and that's it, broken. Alright, so now we can go and find that camp. Let's go and grab that. It's now March. Alright, so we're going to grab this. grab the message, and it's going to become to the treasury, and we're now at 342. So that's perfect. We've got everything that we need now. We'll bring these back into our land. We'll just go a bit faster so it goes quicker. Now, the reason a lot of the production, a lot of the stuff isn't happening quickly is because 18 of our units are out at war. We've lost a considerable amount of our family, most of the men. And we've only got a few women that are left. So now these are back. Now these are back, we're going to have some more people. What we can do now is we can actually disband this unit. So they're back, and we can disband the unit, and they're now going to go back, and they're going to work. And we've also got these Ritunis. Alright, so we can send them out with us next time we need to go to battle. That's because we've now got our manor. So now that the manor's done, we can open up the taxes. And we're at 60% at the moment, which is great. So we can put a nice little 10% tax on the land. That's absolutely fine. That's going to give us a bit more money coming in. And we're okay to do that. We've got 1,200 influence. So we've got over 1,000 influence now. We've got our manor, or we've got our wooden church. We can actually upgrade the church. We will be able to in a little while. But we can start building things out again now. So continuing to build, which is important. Clay furnace has now been finished, so that was really important for us. So we can put someone in there to work. So they're going to make the roofing tiles for us. We'll be able to... All the people will now start working and bringing stuff back. In terms of the farmhouse crop growth is happening right now, so that's good. Berry deposit is growing, so we can bring a forager back in now. In terms of the hunting camp, there's already someone in there, so that's great. Storehouse has someone in there. We can get away with just having one in there for now. Granary as well, that's fine. Tannery, we can put one person back in the tannery for us, that's okay. Trading post is working, that's okay. Excellent, so now we've got all of these burgage plots, and now we can construct a backyard, and we can add a vegetable garden. And we're going to do vegetable gardens to the back of all of these plots of land. And we're also going to expand the living space as well. So these are the two things that we can do here. We can expand the living space, but we can also put a vegetable garden in the back. So vegetable garden in the back, expand. And we're going to do that 6 times. That's going to be a lot of vegetables. Right, expand. Oh, we did those two expanding, that's fine. Okay, so going well so far. We've got the logging camp, which is good. So now we can see we've got enough timber. We need some more planks, but we're okay for a minute. We disbanded our units, so they're all good. But now we can actually think about, well, what if we want to go somewhere else? What if we want some extra land? Well, let's have a look at what we've got and where it is. So here, these are 2 standard, but they're near each other. So we could use this one. We've also got 2. In terms of iron and stone deposits, which is good. This one's got clay and animals. But this one, I like this one because this one here has berries and animals, both rich, which is nice. So I think we're actually going to go ahead and take this one right here. So if we click on this, we can claim this with influence. Now that's what we need to do. We need to click claim with influence. Press claim towards this region. Yes. We are now claiming this region. And we hopefully shouldn't get contested because of the game settings that we've put on. So they won't contest our claim. If we hadn't changed those game settings, we could get contested here. So we have to claim it with an army. But hopefully we don't have to do that at the moment, so that's fine. Which means the next thing I need to do is coming into my building, constructing, go into administration. I need to buy or build a settlers camp. And it costs 250 gold out of our treasury. So I can go ahead and build this. Must be placed in a non-settled region. Well, at the moment we haven't claimed it yet, so we need to wait to be able to do that. But that's what we're going to look to do next, and by the end of this video. So okay, we're claiming the land. We just need to wait for that to go through. Now normally, obviously, you would take an army with you. Again, we don't have to do that at the moment. It's okay. The saw pit is not working at the moment, so that's fine. We've got all the people here, so that's good. All of these plots, so we'll go ahead and we'll add vegetables to this one. We'll add vegetables to that one once it's done. This one, we're going to add a goat shed. This one already is a goat shed, and so is that one. And then, so we've got 3 goat sheds now. We'll do another 3 goat sheds on this side. Again, it's using up quite a bit, but this is all going to give us a passive yield of hides. So we're using up all of that money. And then what we've got is these 4 along the top here. So these 4 along the top, we're going to put chicken coops in. Let's just go ahead and do the chicken coops real quick. So 4 chicken coops, that's going to give us eggs. So now what we've actually managed to do, I said we're going to look to thrive. We're about a year into this game now. We're into year 2 and we're in the spring. So we're seeing a few things that have changed now based on the end of last year. First thing we're seeing is we've got a barley field now, which is pretty much almost grown. It's 65%. So we can see the barley. Great. What we've also done is we've built a manor and we're now taxing the land. So we're getting a minus for the taxation, but we're getting a positive for everything else that we've got. We're also seeing now that we've got this church. And one thing that we need to do to upgrade this is we actually need to send somebody into the saw pit. So we need to get some more planks on the go. So that's something else we can do. I'm going to send one person into this logging camp, but I'm actually going to take one person out of this logging camp for a moment. One person in the woodcutters there, that's fine. One person in the mine there, that is fine. One person in a farmhouse, that is fine. The manor is okay, that's got people in it. The clay furnace has one person in it, that's fine. This clay deposit is almost empty. This stone cutter's house, we will get everything moved out of here. We don't need anyone in there anymore. There's no point because there's no more stone to collect. So we'll move them, but for now we're going to put them into this mining pit so that we can exhaust this deposit. And now what we can do, construction, set up a settlers camp, and look, now we can put this down exactly where we want it to go. So let's have a little look. Well, we can see this land here. We can see we want to build. There's a good little bit of space here. There's some open land here. We could build here maybe, potentially. Have some storage around here. Some housing around here. So what we're going to do for now, yep, we're just going to put this down and we'll start it maybe just around here. On this road. Alright, so what do we want to do? We can start with a town, a farming village, a forest, or a mining village, but we'd need to have the supplies to be able to do that. So we can start modest, average, or plentiful. Now at the moment, we can only start with a town. That's all we can have. And we only have the option to start modest. So we're going to start with a town, we're going to start modest, and we're going to confirm. There we go, look. Treasury minus 250, but we now have our second area. So I guess we need to give this a name. What do we call this? So we can rename it. Well, we had London. That was the first place we had. I guess we need... We'll call this New England. Just keeping it on track right now for what we've got. So New England. Alright, so we've got London, which is our capital over here, and we've got New England here. Nice. Alright, so they're going to move across. Here's our supplies, here's our hitching post, and it's exactly as we was before. So exactly what we had before, we have this here now. We have a whole new tech tree, and we have a whole new region to manage with completely new things to deal with. Alright, so we can come back out, come over here, and as we come back down, every time you zoom out, by the way, it pauses the game. So if we click on this region to London, we zoom into London, this is, sorry, New England. We zoom in here and it's got all of these resources back, so it's changed. So they're completely separate instances, but we'll be able to trade between them. So one of the things that we can start to do is we can start to connect road networks, have livestock. We can talk about all of this later, how we can set all of this up. But for now, we've got that land. So now what we can do is we can build out. We don't need to build out here. We can build out an army from here. We can build out an army from here, and we can use them together to attack. So we can have our units from different places. So we can build out an army here and an army here. One of the things we can also do here is we can build all of this food, and we can send this food across to here. We can build out horses to transport stuff. So now we've claimed this land. That's a good start for us. But we also need to keep an eye on raider camps popping up. There's no raider camps at the moment, which is good. We've got a bit of influence. We've lost some because we had to spend it. Treasury. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, this is London. That's fine. Treasury there. That's fine. All right, and the game is paused. So we're going to play the game. We've got all of our chicken coops set up. We've got our burgage plot, which we can't... We need another bit of food. That's coming soon, so that's fine. But we'll be able to figure out what we're going to do with these other backyards as well. So we did say that we want to build a cobbler's. Again, this is... What we want to do is look at what you can build here. So we can't actually build a cobbler's in the industry tab. It's not an option on here. So what we want to do is we want to potentially build things that we can't otherwise build. So this would make shoes. This would make shields. But I do believe... so that's into iron slab, into tools. So the smithy. Now the tools, I believe, is any of the tools. So that's smithy there. Need to have a look at... Move this across. Clay furnace, no. Malt house, tannery, no. Weaver's workshop. So that's into... Okay, linen. Right, enables trading livestock with trade points and other settled regions. So this is a livestock trading post, which is the next one we want. But also, if we had a... this enables trading with a visiting travelling merchant, trade points, and trading posts in other regions. So I can set up a trading point, trade point in another region. Alright, we've got our administration, so that's fine. Everything else there is pretty much done. We do need a tavern. So a tavern is something else we do need to build. I guess we'll go ahead and just put this down right now. And I'm just kind of thinking about where we want this to go. I actually think here would be a good place. So we're going to take out this road. We'll just remove that road for a minute. And we're going to go and put a tavern down. That's it. I want that tavern to go just there, actually. Perfect. I think that's a good place to put it. Yep. Excellent. There's the tavern. So we'll build a tavern out. The road from here, we'll just connect that down there like so. Lovely. And then we'll put this around the back here as well. Look at that. Looking great. We do want to upgrade the church. We can do that now. So we're going to upgrade the church to a level 2 church. That's going to help here. And I think we've pretty much done everything that we need to do here on this space. So we're about an hour in right now. And let's just have a quick recap of what we've managed to do. We've managed to upgrade this to a large village. We're now on our way to a small town. But in order to get there, we need 3 plots that are going to be at level 3 or higher. So these, we need the plots that are going to be level 1 or higher, plots that are level 2 or higher, and plots that are level 3 or higher. So at the moment, we can upgrade some more of these to level 2. We've got the ability to do that. We just need that extra food to come in. All of these carrots. Oh, we do carrots there as well. Excellent. So we've got all of our carrots, all of our land. That's good. All of these are going to be hides. All of these are going to be eggs. And then these are going to be our artisans. And again, that's a really good use of this town to be able to use these people to do this. We can expand if we need. We've got all this space down here. We will do another field, but not right now. But later we will do another field. We've got our woodcutter lodge. That's working. This logging camp. We're not really doing much there at the moment. Although we probably should in a bit. But for now, we're just using up the rest of this clay. The clay furnace is working. The stone is all there. Great. Okay, so let's just fast forward now. So we're going to get a little bit more time here just to be able to do this. And what we also need to do, because now we've got this new land, we also need to think about building out this new land. Now, remember we had this problem before, so we need to build the land. So we'll look at the roads. First thing we want to do is we're building. Let's look at where the water is. And then let's look at this in terms of land. Now, this land isn't very fertile. It's not very fertile. I mean, it's not bad right here, but overall it's not that fertile. So we're probably not going to set up a farm on this land. Alright, so with that being said, we are going to do the roads. We'll do them exactly as we did them before. So we're going to want to build in kind of this area here. This feels like a good area to build in. Right, so we'll go straight down. We'll go across. We'll come back up. And we're going to do just exactly what we did before. Alright, so from here, we want to go into construction. And we want to build our marketplace out. Right, that marketplace should work, but we're just going to double check it because what we want to do is build out the roads. So we know that we're going to have roads going out. In fact, we're going to have roads going out from about here, going all the way across to here. Okay, we're going to do the same thing down on this side. So we're going to have roads going like this. And all we want to do right now is we just want to check that we're going to be able to put... not really. We need to make it a little bit bigger. See, it's not quite big enough. That's okay. So what we'll do is we'll just make this road. Remove that. And we'll just make... we're also going to remove the marketplace. And we'll just make that a tiny bit bigger. So again, if we go into construction, what we're trying to do here, what we're looking to do here is we want to make this just big enough. There you go. It's going to allow us to do this. So... I think that's probably good enough. Again, it doesn't need to be a big back garden. But something like that. Now that will take most of what we've got here, so we're not going to do that. But it does show you what we need to do. In fact, if I said go ahead and build it for now, I don't need to. But if I said that, then what I can do is I can get the road. I can say, okay, I want the road. To come along the side here like this, all the way down here. There we go, and up there, and up there. Now I can actually cancel these plots now. Oh, destroy that one. And I can destroy that one. And we've just got this one building. Right, and now we've actually got our timber back. It's given us all of our timber back. So we've got one plot, so we're going to leave that there for now. We can go ahead with construction. We can build out our marketplace that we were going to do before. Right, we need to make sure we put a well down. So we need to find somewhere for that to go. So the well can go just down here. Or up here. Excellent. And we need to make sure we've got somewhere to store all of our goods. So again, we're going to do this with a storehouse. Storehouse is going to go just here. We need to make sure that we are bringing in some wood. So we're going to go ahead now and gather. Get a logging camp down. That logging camp can go just there for now. Perfect. That's going to clear all of these trees out, which is great for us. Now we've got one bit of timber left. And we obviously want to build out a granary, but we don't have enough. So we just need one more there to be able to do that. So, excellent. And then that will start to grow as before. One of the things we can do, we've got this homeless people's tent. We can upgrade this to a worker's tent if we want. It will cost us one bit of wood. But we can go ahead and do that as well. And that will do us, because it's year 2, we can now do this all the way through to a winter. Attacking the winter, get our stuff up. And obviously we're going to keep growing, and then we can take our next bit of land. So, nothing really else to look at the moment. Alright, that's going to work. Let's go down here, back to this land. Alright, let's see what's happening. So now we've got our 2 lands to consider. We've also got policies that we can act. Now, we're not going to do this at the moment, but this policy allows us to wild animals on rich deposits breed twice as fast, but at the cost of 50% reduced yields from crops. So if we have wild animals and it's a rich yield, we might want to do this, because we're not going to be growing crops. But this one, citizens skip every 5th meal, reduces food consumption but decreases approval. Don't want to do that. Production, there's nothing in here at the moment. And develop. This is for development for London, so we've already done this. So, okay. Right, let's check out the clay deposit. Okay, let's check out the stone cutters. Okay. Speed everything up now. And get everything working. Alright. We're in a pretty strong place. So, for the purpose of where we are now... let's just pause this for a minute. We're into April, so we're into year 2. So, The first half of year 1 was about surviving. The second half of year 1 was about thriving. And kind of what we're doing now is we're kind of expanding now. So we've survived, we've thrived, and now we're kind of expanding and we're duplicating and we're repeating. And that's the next step for us at the moment. So we've got this to a place where it's sustainable and it's manageable. And now we want to rebuild it. And if you start doing this and getting into this habit, what you'll find is you'll be able to take over many territories and create this system. And then from there, you can start to play with it. You can start to change it. You can start to do different things, focus on different areas. But ultimately, it's always going to be with the same goal in mind. Now, remember, we've got our manor. We could start to build out our manor. We can start to build out a wall all the way round. But if we just head down into visit mode here for now, you can really get an idea and a sense, this is the market square, of kind of just how big this has now got. I mean, just think about just a couple of hours ago when we very first started and we had nothing. And now we've got a beautiful place that's starting to really grow now. And this really gives us a good feel for the early access version of Manor Lords and what is possible. It's a really cool game. We're really enjoying it at the moment. I think it's been very well built. But at the moment, remember that this is early access. And so we can get to this stage, but once this is done, the next step is going to be the big fights. And the big fights are going to be cool, so we can definitely start playing with those. But for now, practicing with the raider camps, taking over these territories, and then building up our armies and getting ourselves strong and ready for an attack. That's the key right now. So making sure we have plenty of resources. Alright. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.